Hi everyone! Welcome to the part 2 of my vlog about how nursing became my ticket to America. In part 1, I started my nursing journey and my decision to pursue this career. Today, I'll dive into this process on how I made it here and the challenges I faced along the way. In this vlog, I'll talk about how I applied in the US, the role of the agency, me, and the steps I had to make this dream a reality. So, in part 1, where I left off, where I failed the English part of the CGFNS exam, in order for me to go and work in America, I have to pass both English and nursing exam. The nursing exam, I was able to pass it, but the TOEFL exam, I failed. It's because of the speed. So that was in 1988 where I failed the exam. Because I graduated in 1987, I took the CGFNS in 1988, so the moment I failed that English exam, I did not waste any time. Unfortunately, on my part, and I really felt bad, I contacted again my brother, who was a PhD student in University of Ohio. He was, as I mentioned earlier, he was a full 100% scholar there in University of Ohio. I wasn't sure if he was a Fulbright scholar or Mindanao State University sent him there. Anyway, and he wasn't making money because he was living only on his allowance, and I had to ask him again to pay for my CGFNS exam, which was $100 that time. So my brother did, again paid for that, and this time around, I have to make sure that I really have to pass the English exam. And I always remember this quote from Albert Einstein, that the definition of insanity is if you keep on doing same thing and expect different result, that is insanity. So in order for me to pass the English exam, I have to do something different. I can study all the TOEFL tapes and all that. If I cannot keep up with the speed of the TOEFL, I will still fail the English exam. So what I did, and it really worked, I think, on my part, because I really felt confident after that second exam. I know the instruction of the TOEFL. So while it was overhead instruction, I started reading the first multiple choice answers, because this is how it works. TOEFL will give you an overhead instruction, and then will give you a scenario overhead, and it was so fast, blah, 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 blah. And then you choose the answer A, B, C, D, E. So what I did, because my problem really was the speed, before TOEFL gave the scenario, I already read the choices. It was a very simple English, but only the speed was my problem. So I read the choices. The moment that the scenario was said overhead, and I listened very, very carefully, and then at the end of the scenario, there was a simple question. I knew already what was the answer because I already read the choices of the answer. And I answered right away one of the choices, and I proceeded to read the number 2 answers. The moment that the scenario was said, I have already an answer for the number 2 question. And I kept on doing it with the rest of the questions. So, fortunately, I passed the nursing and the English exam. And I was the happiest person in the world that time. What I did, as soon as I received a letter that I passed the CGFNS exam, I sent a telegram to my father and saying that I passed the exam. Feedback of my siblings that time, my father was a district supervisor, so there's always teachers in our house. And when he received the telegram that time, my father was so happy. I wanted to go in tears now. My father was so happy, and he was sharing it to the teacher who was in the house that time. And I was so happy because that was really the first step of me going to America as a nurse. So, I was so excited, and honestly, I don't have a lot of money at the time because I just started working in 1988 or 1987, and I wasn't making a lot of money. I was renting in the city. I was very self-sufficient. I was very independent. So whatever money I had at the time, that's what I spent in preparing for my going to America. 4 of us passed the exam from Notre Dame University. My 3 clinical instructors passed also the exam. So 4 of us. So we went to Manila and we went to a job fair. And the name of the agency is Lifeline. So when the job fair was held in one of the big hotel in Manila, since I know I'm a young girl that time, I was maybe only 22 years old, fresh from college, don't have a lot of experience. We applied through Lifeline, and we chose this place called Francis Xavier. It's called in French, I think, Francis Xavier, because it's owned by the French nuns. It is a non-profit organization. So we went to the job fair, and the deciding point that time was, it was a Catholic nursing home because I am a Catholic person, and so my 3 colleagues. And of course, I have to be realistic. I was a young girl. I did not have a lot of hospital experience because right after graduation, I worked as a clinical instructor. I might know all the theories in nursing because that can be learned, that can be studied, but the skills you need to have experience. You have to master a lot of stuff. You cannot buy skills, you know. You cannot buy experience. It has to be learned. It has to be experienced. I was already flying back to Mindanao, and my 3 friends stayed in Manila, and they had to chase me in the airport because my application, when it reached United States, was denied. The reason why, because I did not put any experience in my application form. I was so naive in applying application form because when I applied for my first job in Notre Dame University, I had no experience, and the people that hired me knows me there already. So my girlfriends, my colleagues at the time, caught me in the airport flying back to Mindanao, and they brought me the application paper, and I had to put my work experience in that form. So my was delayed. So my 3 friends flew weeks ahead of me. It was delayed for 2 weeks. I went back to my town, to our house, to say, of course, bye to my sisters, to my brothers, who were in the compound that time. And I can never forget this from my sister. She also a brand new employee in our local town, and she's the sister above me. You know, we went to Notre Dame University together. She got a job right away in our town, and the mayor gave her a job. And thank you for Mayor Tejada. And right now, my sister is the treasurer of that town. And I can never forget this. My sister saved $40, and she gave it to me. I kind of emotional now, thinking about that. it was very, very emotional that when I think about it, she gave me her $40 and I brought that to America. Part 3 in point 2 talk about my flying over to America. Thank you for watching, and this is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm going to church now. Bye! Thank you for watching!